Hello and welcome to the Awaken Feminine podcast. I'm your host, KaKi Lee, a mindset coach and healer who's on a mission to share the love and wisdom of inspiring women from around the world who have gone through adversity and turned their pain into purpose. Today, I am excited to share the love and wisdom of Magdalena Lamentowicz, a success mentor for women who is joining me all the way from Poland. Welcome, Magda.
Welcome, welcome. Hello from Poland.
Yeah, I'm going to call you Magda because that's what I usually call you,
Yeah,
Mr.
sure.
Magdalena. Um, so, before we dive into your journey, I really love to know what your definition of an awakened feminine is.
Hmm, yeah. Awakened feminine for me is it's a woman who stands for herself, who stands for her desires, for who stands for her dreams, and she does anything what needs to be done, what it takes to go for it.
Yeah.
And she doesn't care what other people think or say about this, but because she knows it from within, she knows it from deep within.
Yeah, I love that. Such a beautiful definition. Thank you for sharing that. So, Magda, I love, to get you starting to share your journey with us. So, I went through coaching school with you. So, I know that you're an awesome coach and mentor, and you were my partner in Shine and my sister in Shine, and we had so much fun together. So, I want to ask you what led you down the path of becoming a success mentor for women? Did you have a spiritual awakening or aha moment that led you down this path?
Yeah, I guess my spiritual journey started like 10 years ago when I started to, well, I just turned, at that time, I just turned 30. And I wondered what is, what is available for me, what is more for me, what can I share with the world, how can I be in service of the world. I started to look for my purpose at that time, and I heard about um, holistic massage, Hawaiian temple massage, Lomi Lomi Nui.
Mm.
And as a gift for myself for my birthday, I went for this massage. I gave this to myself from myself.
Yeah.
And I had such an intention. Universe, show me the way, show me my purpose, show me how can I be in service. And I lied down on the table, and with the first touch of the person who gave me this massage, I knew that I would be doing this.
Wow.
And from that time, my my journey, my business journey started from body work, holistic body work, and it went along with the personal development journey, because I was taking the trainings, the workshops, the mentors, the coaches who were supporting me in self development, and at the same
Mm.
time in my business skills.
Yeah, that's really
And since
cool.
that time, it's 10 years, and after 7 years, I had big crisis. Such, I started to doubt. I started to question anything. After 7 years of being successful in this, what I was doing, and it was I was in such a mess, emotional, mental, financial mess. I was doubting my business. I was questioning my relationships, and it was hard for me. And what was the cure for my pain inside was nature. And I feel it was the other layer of my awakening. So
Yeah.
going to nature, spending time in nature, listening to my inner voice, listening to my inner guidance, opening to this guidance actually, and letting to go through, letting this going through me. Yeah, that was my main task at that time. I was
Yeah.
just sitting in the forest, and someone looking at me from a distance would say, she's doing nothing, she's just sitting in the forest. And it was the hardest work I could ever done
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah. I think a lot of times when you actually have to actually listen to that voice within, that is like the hardest thing, because it's so much easier when you're just listening to everything else outside, right?
Yes, right. Yeah, because for many years we are told, yeah, what to do. Someone knows better than we know, and we just forget that we always know. We just forget to ask ourselves first, instead of asking around, instead of looking for the answer outside. We have this answer within.
Yeah. So I want to ask you, when you were out in nature and sitting there, not doing much. So what were the I guess what was coming through for you, or what experiences were you having?
Ah, yeah, it's very personal for me. Uh, uh, Something I at that time I didn't recognize it. I mean, I started to write something. I started to write the words, the phrases, some messages, and I just started to write it down. And it came out that they were poems.
Yeah.
And those poems and messages, they they were messages for me, for myself, for my soul, from my soul and for my soul.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I knew it is something more than just message for myself. And after some time, of course, but not at that moment, after a year, I think, I started to feel a pull to share those messages outside with the world, with other people. And I launched the page with when I started to share those poems and those messages. And I was totally surprised that people just would read this and would be touched by this, and they would share their emotions about what I shared.
Yeah.
It was very touching, that because it was scary for me to share it, because it was so personal. First, who am I to write poems, right? Who
Yeah.
am I to share and to call myself the author, right?
Yeah.
Because I understood after some time that it was the universe calling through the nature. It was my soul talking through the nature.
Yeah.
But so it was scary, but I went through it and I shared it.
Yeah.
And now it's not so scary anymore.
Yeah. That's so beautiful that you're getting these messages and sharing it, and that people responding because they can resonate with the message. And I think it's just so beautiful that you, even though you were scared, that you shared it, because we're exposing ourselves, right? You're saying, who am I to do this? Like, what's so important about my message that why would other people want to read it? But when you put it out there, people go, oh, that's exactly what I needed to hear. And
Yes.
yeah, and it's such a brave thing to do, to be vulnerable and put yourself out there.
Yeah. And I, at that time, I asked this question: who am I not to do it? Who am I to to refuse to share this
Yeah.
message for the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what's left? Just to share it.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the worst thing that can happen, right? Like, no
Exactly.
one read it. Okay. Fine. It's still you still got the message.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's really beautiful. So going from then, so you had all these doubts about your business, and then you went out into, you started connecting with nature and getting these messages. So when was it that you decided that you wanted to go down the coaching path and being that success mentor for women?
Yeah, I think it was just after this crisis, I started to look for something deeper. I understood in somehow that there is something in my mind that is blocking me from going further, for going deeper, from going for standing for myself, for standing for my dreams. For at that time, I was even scared to dream big. So I was just playing small. I was just, okay, it's just enough. Enough is enough, enough. I don't need anything else. Just, to live like enough.
Yeah.
But somehow, by accident, synchronicity,
Yeah.
yes, I I signed up to work with a mentor who showed me that I am, which I showed me that which what was blocking me was a shame of showing my raw and realness, shame of showing and accepting and acknowledging my power, my inner power. And since that time, I've been working on my mindset of this, what is hidden inside, what I haven't realized that is ruling my world.
Yeah.
So I I've seen since that time I've realized that this work, body work I've been doing so far, and aligning this with mindset work, it can give me even more results.
Mm.
So that was the first time I thought that I could be combined as, body work and mindset work with energy work. Yeah, and the other journey has started.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really cool. And I just love you that you shared that, because I think a lot of women listening, or even men, there's a lot of shame, because I think when you go to school, you're being told to go down this path of, just get your grades, go to school, this is your path, you find a job, and then that, you work until you die. And dreaming big for people is very hard. A lot of times they just don't believe that, like, how can I even dream that big? It won't happen, right? But when you don't even have that, like, not belief, but if you don't dare to dream, then you're not even going to take that step to even try to even get better. Even if you don't hit it, at least even if you get halfway there, that's still better than where you were, right?
Totally, totally. And when you dream big and when you dare to take this first step, then you can realize that it was not so hard to take this first step. Actually, it was hard just before taking this step. But when
Yeah.
you do it, and you see, after taking this first step, you see the other possibilities opening for you, and seeing those experience, those people that can support you in this way. it's unbelievable when then you see this big dream, you see this vision, you have it, in your focus. But when you take one step and the other step and the next step and the next step, you are just happy that you're taking those steps.
Yeah.
And whenever it happens, this big dream, whenever it happens, you are happy that you are taking those steps, because you're doing this, having this vision in mind, that you are going, standing for this dream, you are going for it. You're not ashamed anymore of dreaming big.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was something, blowing my mind at that time. But
Yeah.
I see now, working with women, that this shame, it's so deeply rooted.
Yeah.
Shame of dreaming big, of having a desire. It's something so deeply rooted, and it's so wonderful and amazing when I can, recognize it,
Yeah.
working with women.
Yeah.
And to see this, hey, isn't it, a bit shameful for you to say this loud? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's such a liberating when you recognize it, when you acknowledge it, when you when you are grateful for this, actually, because it brought you to this place when you are here right now.
Yeah. I've like got the tingles going on when you're
Yeah.
saying that, because I think for women especially, we've, there's centuries, thousands of years where we are suppressed, right? The men go and do the great things, the women stay at home and look after the kids and, be told what to do and serve the male. So I think it's not just like it's so deeply rooted because it's been around. We've had that done, we've been suppressed for so many years that it's just so deeply ingrained. And now I think we're seeing that there's a lot of women changing that and really recognizing that they have that beautiful power, that nurture, like, this yearning to be more. and and I love that you're there for them to take, to hold their hand, to show them that they can be that more, that person that they really want to be.
Yes, totally, totally.
Yeah.
And as you said, uh, years of suppressing, years of being hidden, because we were afraid to show our power, that we've been powerful, but we somehow wanted to hide this, not to show this, because it was dangerous in some way
Yeah.
in the past. But the good news is that we can get into this route. Yes, we can get into this route and take this shit out.
Yeah, exactly. Love it. So, Magda, I want to ask you, can you share with us in this moment, in this current chapter of your life, what is your personal mission?
Oh yeah, it's still a little bit goosebump when I'm sharing this, and I'm getting emotional when I'm sharing this, because um, when I realized that I can dream big and I can set my goals big, uh, it surprised me that I am capable of doing this.
Yeah.
So my vision, my big vision, is activating in for the next 3 years. Next 3 years is activating 1 million women
Oh,
to stand up for themselves, to stand up for their desires, to share their talents, to share their gifts, their genius, build their businesses 5 figures, 6 figures, or 7 figures. And yes, and it's, when I'm saying this, it makes me emotional, because
yeah.
I am also this person who is doing this right now, and still doing this. I can share what I am transforming right now and what I am shifting up. So yeah, this is my vision, to share the good, to to do the wave of good in the world,
Yeah.
because transforming ourselves and giving the transformation to our communities, to our tribes,
Yeah.
is sharing the good and making this wave of good even bigger, even deeper, even further.
Yeah.
So let's
Oh,
do this together, Kaki.
yes, definitely. And, part of this podcast is to be able to share these beautiful stories and these beautiful missions of all you beautiful women that I get to connect with, so that, we can make a bigger impact in the world. So, and I got full goosebumps when you were saying your mission is such a beautiful mission. And oh, I'm just so excited to see how it all, unfolds. And yeah, and we'd love to just work with you together to do this. And yeah, such a beautiful mission. So Magda, I want to go, even deeper with you, if that's okay. Yeah, cool. So I want to ask, what do you believe is the greatest lesson you've learnt in your life so far?
Hmm. The whole life, you mean, or the last? Mm, yeah, and in any way, I guess.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, the biggest lesson, just to stay resilient, even if you don't see the results in your life right now. Even if you you having a big vision and making those steps towards this vision requires from me to requires from me to to be motivated, to stay motivated, to stay resilient, to stay in my power even if shits happen.
Yeah.
So staying, having this vision in focus and stay resilient, not giving up even if I don't see the results right now, because I know that the universe is working it out for me. I know that everything is going in a good direction. I
Yeah.
know that the things are going good for me. So this is something that I've learned in the last, I think, 2 years at
Yeah.
least,
Yeah.
when I started to be more conscious about this.
Yeah. Beautiful. So, how did you learn this lesson? Was there a series of things that happened for you to have learned that, or was there something in particular that happened where you made you realize I need to keep going and not stop? Because a lot of people tend to start, stop, or they just, once something hard happens, an obstacle goes in front of them, they're like, this is not for me, I can't do this anymore. So was there something that, or things that happened where it really taught you that lesson?
Yeah, I think that this crisis 3 years ago was the fundamental, like a milestone. And I keep repeating this during the workshops, during the individual work with my clients, that crisis is not bad. Crisis is happening for something, for some reason. And when it's happening and we surrender and we trust that everything is, unfolding for the good, everything has the steps, everything is like, yeah, the universe is working for us. And when we surrender, and we, even if we don't see the light. Just keeping this trust and surrendering to this process, not fighting, fight, 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 not fighting with this, that, but surrender. I think this was the most important lesson for this process, for for this process of trust and surrender, and to keeping me on track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. And it is so hard to trust and surrender, right? it's not
Yeah.
it's not once you go, oh, I need to trust and surrender, that it just happens naturally. It's a constant work in progress that you need to keep reminding yourself, okay, let's take a step back. When you start to fight against things, you need to take a step back and go, okay, I think the universe, we just need to just let it go and just trust the process rather than fighting the process and going against it.
Yeah, totally. And I often ask this question to myself when something is not going as I expected.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and when I'm in front of a decision, and I'm keeping, try, and the old patterns are coming out, like keeping small, holding back.
Mm.
So I'm asking the question, if I was, if I was, if I were safe in, in everything, financially, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, whatever, if I felt safe, if I were in this place of total safety, what would my higher self do? What would she say? How would she ask? How would she act? How would she show up in this situation?
Yeah.
So even if uh, even in such a difficult situation, when I face some difficulties, and maybe think what other people think or say about this, what I'm going to do. Yeah. So I'm keep asking this question for me to see that when I trust that the universe is taking care of me, and is leading me and guiding me to this place where I want to be, when I desire to be, when I trust and I ask this question, I have the answer from within, not from the outside.
Yeah.
So it makes me feel safer with my uh, emotions, and with everything.
Yeah. That's beautiful advice. Thank you. So, Magda, I know when you had that crisis, you said that one of the things that really helped you in the process was to connect with nature. So, can you share with us, were there any other tools or teachers that were really helpful during that time to work through the crisis?
Yeah, nothing special, I think. just just many hours spending in the forest, in the nature, sitting, leaning back on the trees, lying down, connecting, grounding, and um, sharing the intention of letting go anything which is holding me back, which is giving me the burden, which is constraining me. Uh, yeah, lying on the ground and just sharing this intention. Yes, let me feel freedom. Let me feel my real self. Let me feel the divine truth, which is within.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. So, Magda, I love reading. I'm not sure if you're a reader, but is there a book that you believe that everyone should be reading, or a book that really made an impact in your life?
Yeah, maybe it's not a popular opinion, but um, I don't read a lot such, self-development books.
Mm.
I rather um, work with a mentor or with a coach who is guiding me through all those things, that read the book and put it on the shelf and forget what was written inside.
Mm.
Uh, so uh, so this is my way of learning.
Yeah.
But yeah, I read books for entertainment,
Yeah.
if yeah, just to relax, for example. And yeah, there was a book. There is a book that I keep coming back to.
Yeah.
It's Women Who Run with the Wolves. It's a
Okay.
Clarissa Pinkola Estés.
Mm-hmm.
I know it, I'm not sure if you know this.
I haven't read it before.
Yeah, it's a book that is mm, collecting. The author is collecting the fairies, the fairy tales
Mm.
uh, about feminine, the stories about the stories about archetypes, women archetypes,
Yeah.
for whole humanity, um, for all women in the world.
Yeah.
And those stories are from different parts of the world. So it's not only South America or Europe, but there are also stories from Asia and from the North. So there are many stories that show um, and talk about archetypes within us.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful to connect with those archetypes and see how they work within, how they work in us, and to be aware, to be conscious about how they play and how we can play with them.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds like a really interesting book, and I'll
Yeah,
be
yeah,
adding
I
that to my
recommend it.
list.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like something that I would love to read, so I'll be adding that to my list. Thank you. So,
You're welcome.
Magda, if you could time travel to, say, a younger version of yourself, what advice would you give yourself?
Oh, first, it's okay not to feel okay. It's okay to feel what you feel, Magda. It's okay to feel what you feel. You you don't need to hide your emotions. You don't need to swallow your emotions. It's safe. It's safe to feel those emotions.
Yeah.
And the other thing that's coming, it's you don't need to be perfect. You just don't need to be perfect.
Yeah.
You are like um, like the art, and the art is like, in a constant development, in a constant progress, and you can always make the art, the piece of art, you can always make something, add something, remove something, but it's always the process of making this art excellent.
Yeah.
And we are excellent. I so talking to myself, younger self. So you are you are like the center of excellence right now.
Yeah.
And but it doesn't mean you need to be perfect. You don't have to. Yeah. So these would be the advice. So you are safe to feel what you feel, and it's okay not to feel okay, or it's okay not to feel okay even if everything is okay.
Yes, exactly. Yes, definitely. That's such beautiful advice. And when you were saying the two pieces of advice, it reminded me of a conversation I had with Evie, my daughter, because she's, I think, at that age where she's trying to process her emotions. And it's funny how the older generation, say grandparents, will be like, why is she in a mood, right?
Mhm.
But I sometimes I still like, why are you like this? But most of the time I would, when I recognize it, I'll be like, okay, just feel your emotions. Why are you feeling like this? And we kind of talk it out and really work through it. And sometimes she's just like, I don't know why. It's like, that's okay. You don't know why. You just, tell mummy that you don't know why you're angry instead of, just lashing out at me to say, I'm angry right now, I don't want to talk to you, mummy. That's fine. So that's really
Absolutely.
beautiful that that's the advice that you give. And the perfection thing, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yes, recovering perfectionist. And just, we were wrapping Christmas presents the other day, and I was wrapping and I was like, oh, that's a bit like off center. And Evie says to me, it doesn't need to be perfect, mummy.
Perfect.
So I'm like, oh,
Beautiful.
good. I'm
Oh.
teaching you well. She's like reminding me, it doesn't need to be perfect, mummy. So it is such, yeah, so such beautiful advice. And yeah, and it really is just so important, those two pieces of advice. So yeah, beautiful. So Magda, I want to ask you, there's a lot of people never getting change, especially this year. And also because it's coming towards the end of the year and the new year is beginning, people are like, okay, what do I need to do for next year to make it better? Da, 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 da. So, what advice or recommendation would you give to people to stop them from having this fear or limiting belief of holding them back from really taking that step towards something better?
Advice. Hmm. I can share what I'm doing for myself. And when we, during the work with my clients, when we encounter something like this, because the work that we do is, looking for those limiting beliefs, right?
Yeah.
And, getting into the root and root it out.
Yeah.
So, limiting beliefs are, everyday lives. Yeah, we every day every day we find something about us, and find something uh, limiting. And uh, and the thing is to catch this. The thing is to catch this thought, when you when I catch, for example, yeah, I have this big dream of activating um, million women in the next 3 years. And sometimes when, this moody day comes, and oh my God, what have you done? This big vision, come on, come down, come down from the clouds, right? And and then I instantly catch this thought, hey, hello, okay, you not feel safe dreaming big. Okay, it's not safe for you to dream big. You feel you are not good enough to do it. You feel that you don't deserve to do it. Okay, thank you for showing me this. Thank you. I'm so grateful to see this, because from this place, I can decide, I can choose that I do not tolerate those thoughts. I do not tolerate such things in my mind. So I am choosing to believe that I am able to activate those women. I am becoming this person to who believes that I am capable of activating those women. I am becoming the person who believes that it is possible for me, that I am infinite possibilities. So this would be the like a, like an everyday gym, like soul gym or mindset gym or emotional gym, to catch this thought that it's, hello, okay, I gotcha, I see you, I hear you. Okay, I see that you are afraid of showing up. I see that you feel not deserving. I see that you're feeling not worthy right now. And from this place, thank you. Thank you so much for showing me this. Thank you so much that I was able to see it. And I do not tolerate this anymore. I'm choosing differently. So this is something what I do every day. Yeah. This is
Yeah.
something I do every day. And it's such a easy, at the same time difficult, yeah, to be be motivated, to stay, on track and resilient with this choosing, everyday choosing my thoughts, how I think, how I feel, because I am able to do it.
Yeah. Beautiful advice, and it is, definitely true when you're saying that it's like a daily gym, because it's like a muscle that you have to build.
Yes,
Because at the
totally.
beginning, you're a lot of times people don't even recognize those thoughts. They just believe it, and it's when you
Yes.
start catching it, and then you're like, oh, okay, and and then the next time you're a bit more aware, and as you keep going, you're just like, oh, wait a second. No, 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 don't tell me that. Thank you, but no thank you. And you can get on with life. So yeah, that's really great. Thank you for sharing that piece of
Absolutely.
advice.
Yeah, absolutely. And when we think in a in some way, we think that it's just the way we are. It's just the way I am. But it's not true. This is just a program. This is just a piece of energy that we can take out and make the space for something different, which is nurturing me, which is, making me growing, which is making me expanding
Yeah,
more.
yeah. And also like a reminder that usually when it's negative talk, like a lot of that time is your ego. And if it's coming from a loving space, that usually is your soul, your higher self, because it's really, giving you love, which is what our natural state is.
Yes, totally, absolutely. And I like this metaphor of when your soul as your guide, and the mind as someone who helps. Actually, I would even say that the mind, the ego and the soul, they make love together and they create together. But the heart, your soul is is the guide, is the leader in this relationship.
Yeah.
But and the mind is uh, is to help soul, is to assist soul, and to do what the soul is showing and focusing on. So they make love together, and they create the world,
Yeah.
the our reality.
Yeah, beautiful. That's really great metaphor. So, Magda, let's take a bit of a turn, because I'm all about self-love, because that was a big part of my journey. So, as an awakened feminine, and I know you're a mama as well of two kids. So, what are your top three go-to activities to ensure you give yourself the self-love that you deserve?
I love this area of self love. I'm every self love is everything. Um, I'm all about self love. Um, when I started my business 10 years ago, it was something that was helping me to shift this area in my life, because everything starts from self-love. Everything, you know, when you taking care of yourself, when you give love to you, and all the things that are associated with love. So taking care of yourself, eating good, drinking good, connecting with nature. So this is one of the first on my list. Yeah, connecting with nature, because it gives me the space within it clears my mind, and it's then for me it's easier for me to connect with my soul when my mind is clear,
Yeah.
crystal clear. So I going to the nature is the one of the thing to on my list to show self-love to myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, so this is the first thing. And I like all those rituals, like treating myself with a bath, or a balm, or some going to make myself hairdresser, or something on my face, buying something for myself. But it's all from outside. But what is even more important is giving yourself love from within,
Yeah.
because you don't need to buy anything for yourself and still feel love for yourself. So one of the things that um, I do every day for me is talking softly and gently to myself, not beating up myself, like oh, you did this video, oh come on, what was that, why did you say that, why you shouldn't have said that, you should have said this,
Oh, yes.
and then I instantly catch it and say to myself, okay, I love the way you showed up. I love the way you laughed during the webinar. I love the way you lost your, the sentence. I love the way you forgot what you wanted to say. And every time before the video, for example, or before showing up, before um, doing, the training, or before writing a post, and after this, I am just talking to myself like a good coach. Yeah, you did the best. I love the way you did. I love the way you showed up. So yeah, this coming, and even if at the beginning it was kind of weird to talk to myself like this, but it was because I've been beating up myself for such a long time, and I was used to listening to this voice. Oh, what did you do? Why the way you should have done was blah blah blah. Yeah?
Yeah.
I started to talk in Polish for a moment. Yeah, and then when I switched this, and I started to talk in a different way, it was like kind of weird. Yeah, what was that? Okay, you love the way that you forgot what to say. You love the way you forget the English word. So yeah, it was funny at the beginning. It was weird, but yes, talking to yourself with love, with gentleness, with taking, with care. How you talk to your kids when you want to show love to them, how you show love to the people you love, to the people you take care of. And there's such a beautiful exercise to write down the ways you show love to the people you take care of. Write them down. You have a big list. You hug them. You talk to them, you caress them, you buy them presents, you spend time together, yeah, you go somewhere
Yeah.
together, and you have a big list, and then ask the question, which of those things you do for yourself to show yourself that you love yourself.
Yeah. That's a really
Yeah.
great exercise. And I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah, love that one. And do you have a third thing that you love to do to give yourself self love?
Yeah, I mentioned three actually, going to
Oh, oh,
nature,
yes.
giving
Yeah.
those, treatment
Yeah.
like, like a goddess
Yes.
from
Yes.
external, yeah,
Yeah.
from
And
external,
then, yeah, the
and
talking to
giving,
yourself nicely.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, from
Beautiful,
inside.
beautiful, beautiful activities, definitely.
Mhm.
And yeah, and I do really believe that a lot of the self-love processes, do need to come from within. Like you said, is not just outside. But as women, we all love to just make ourselves look beautiful. It just makes us, yeah, it just brings out the goddess even more, right?
Yes, yes, and it's all good because you take care of your body. Your body is the temple of your soul, so it's
Mm,
nothing bad with this. You're your making yourself beautiful. It's
yeah,
beautiful way to show you that you take care of yourself, but it it's still from outside. Yes, you
yeah,
can you don't need to. Yeah, as I said, you don't need to buy anything to still to give yourself a soft touch and
yeah,
just to hug yourself and, be gentle for yourself and be so soft and caring.
yeah. Let's just
And I
give
like
ourselves a
doing,
hug now.
yes, yes, I like doing this too in
Yeah,
the morning, in the evening, and sometimes, when I stand in front of the mirror, brushing teeth and doing whatever on my face, and then just hugging
yeah,
myself and telling a few nice words to myself. It's such a daily routine, like breathing brushing your teeth,
yeah,
like brushing your teeth, and we forget about it. Yeah,
yeah,
and it
yeah.
doesn't take long time even. You don't need to spend standing in a mirror for 1 hour. Yeah.
You can if
But
you
if you
want, but
of course, but then if you do it just for a 20 second or half a minute a few times a day, it makes an impact. Yeah,
yeah,
it makes a
yeah,
difference.
definitely. I mean, just imagine if like there was someone that came to you 3 times a day telling you how great you are. I mean, that would make your day.
Yeah, totally. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
but you don't need someone else to do it. You can do it to yourself. So, yeah.
Yes.
So, Magda, before we
Oh,
wrap up, what I'll love is for you to share what is currently setting your soul on fire. So, what's really exciting you right now?
oh yeah. I'm finishing my certification for quantum flow, which is the methodology of releasing the old memories and old, stuff which is blocking us from our full potential, from our flow, from our abundance, from what we desire to have in our lives. And this makes me really excited right now because I am practicing with many people to share this beauty of this practice. And I am incorporating this in my individual work, coaching work. And in future I will be incorporating this also to my workshops, to my courses. So yeah, I'm sharing this because I recognize how it makes difference before and after, even if someone is not about body work, because it's the practice using breath work and some movement and some sound also, and uh, it's it might be 10 minutes, it might be 20 minutes, it might be an hour. And you know, it depends on the person, and it depends on what the person is dealing with right now. But anyway, it's a for me it's like a missing puzzle in this mindset work. At the beginning, I said that I've been, this body work I've been doing at the beginning of my journey. And then I've added energy work and mindset work. And now I came back again to another piece, to another puzzle, which is breath work and still kind of body work.
Mm.
But it's not okay, it's a breath work rather than body work, but using our body. Yeah, the
Yeah.
breath is also part of our body. So yeah, I can imagine, I can imagine but it's unbelievable how many shifts I've made since I started doing this for myself. And now I'm so, happy and excited to share this with other people.
Yeah.
Because I can also see after one, session, how many things they can share about their shifts after just one session. So
Yeah.
it's unbelievable. And I just can't wait to share it wider with the
Yeah.
world, with people. Yeah, so
Well,
it lights me up right now very
yeah.
much.
I can see you're just like, this is my, my new thing that I'm adding on. So yeah, I'm really excited for you, and I'm excited to experience that as well. So Magda,
Yes.
yeah,
Soon, very soon, as
yes.
we say.
So Magda, thank you so much for sharing your love and wisdom with us today. If people want to find out more about you or how they can work with you, where should they go?
Yeah, I have a web page, and it's and also the Facebook and Instagram account, and LinkedIn too. It's just my first name and last name, Magdalena Lamentowicz, which is quite difficult to pronounce for some. But anyway, it will be written right
Yes, yeah, I'll have it.
in the. Okay, so
Yes.
I'm not gonna, pronounce it with the letter by letter. It's gonna be written, the web page and the Facebook. The webpage is in Polish so far. I haven't translated this into English, but I'm working with people all over the world. Uh, so even if it's in Polish, if you interested in working with me, if anyone is
Mhm.
interested, and then maybe in trying also this new methodology, quantum flow, please just write an email or Facebook message or Instagram message, whatever.
Cool. Okay. Well, I'll go have all your details in the show notes so people can reach out to
Beautiful.
you and
Yeah, sure.
yeah, and work with you. So thank you so much again.
That was beautiful and very fast going hour or even
Oh, yes,
more.
more. Too much fun. So thank you again.
Yes.
And until next time, I love you. I believe in you, and you are worth taking that first step to the life of your dreams.
Oh my God. Thank you so much, KaKi. And thank you everyone for listening. Ciao. Bye
Bye.
bye.